Well, good morning, everybody. Or maybe good afternoon. This is Rick. Thanks, Ed, for inviting me over again. Today is Monday, December 27th, 2021. How's everybody doing? Hey, Larry. How's it going? Hope everybody's making a buck or two today. Market's really acting great here. Yeah, slow. I feel slow. I feel like I don't want to be too involved today. I am in Apple, and Apple's doing quite well. But other than that, pretty darn slow. Pretty darn slow. So let's give everybody kind of a minute here. I logged on a little bit early. Well, let's take while we wait a second here, let's take a look at the market. One thing that I always keep my eye on here is the VIX. And I'd really like the VIX. Personally, I want to be long, okay? I really would like the market to go up a little bit more. So what we need is the VIX to drop. We don't want the VIX to start climbing. And I've just put a couple lines here where we've had some support. I really don't want to see that support here. I'd like it to fall all the way back down here. And that would allow the overall market to pop up a little bit. And that would solve my thirst for a little bit of a higher market. And then we can roll over if we want. And we can get short. So, excuse me. But overall, I think market's doing pretty good here. SPY's up. All right, so let's get started. We're officially starting. SPY is up, quite nice here. Here's a negative that I have on the market right now, which it's just a minor negative, and that's just we've been up too many days in a row, and we really need to be careful not to chase. Not to say there's not good charts out there. I believe in the we'll call it the 80-20 rule, or if you want the 85-15 rule. Let's do this. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, we'll just call it the 80-20 rule. And while the market is moving up, that's great. I do believe we're getting a little bit overbought here. We have to be careful not to chase. So what happens, or what could happen, is you might find a great chart that really is a good chart. And then all of a sudden, the market pulls back because it's up too many days in a row. And charts don't go up too many days in a row without a pullback. So what happens is 80% of the stocks pull back. And the chances of that one position that we're in, of it pulling back, just because the 80-20 rule, the chances are extremely high, 80% high. So it's just, a little caution here. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Like I said, I am in this Apple, and it's acting really good. I'm up 24% right now. And more than likely, I'm going to close half of it today. More than likely. Just because I want to make sure that I capture those profits. Even if it moves up more, I'm not too worried about that. I'll still have half. So anyway, there's kind of 2 cents on what we're looking at there. So today, hey, I want to thank everybody for being here. And today, I don't particularly have a topic today. Usually here, I try to have a topic that for something. And, with the scanner and some sort of a scan setup. So let me just reach out. Does anyone have any questions about anything? Anything at all? Bread making, how to make good sugar cookies, or the 3/8 trap. Hey, Mike. So Mike wants to know 3/8 trap settings. That's easy, the 3 and the 8. And let me clear this off right here. And let me make my 3 darker so you can see it. There you go. That's 3/8 trap settings. Let's look at Home Depot here. That's probably an unfair one. Make sure I'm on the high here. Let me go find another one that might not be so, or one that's, there we go. What I'm after is I want to show you something that is perfectly set up, and this is what I would call perfectly set up when it comes to the 3/8 trap. So what it is, it's the 3 exponential moving average, and it's the 8 exponential moving average. That's what we use as the 3/8 trap. Now, Mike is also asking open, close, high, low. So what Mike is asking there is, let me start with the T-line, then I'm going to get into more what Mike is talking about. The T-line is the last price, is what it is. So it's the current close, last price. You can see right here, the way I have mine set up, exponential 8, last price. Now, the 3, that's where I'm going to spend just a minute or two on here, a little longer, because I want to talk about that. So Mike is asking, by the way, thanks, Mike. Mike is asking, do we set the 3 on the last price, the open price, or high or low, or whichever one you want to use here? Honestly, that is your preference. There is no magic to that. There's absolutely zero magic to that, okay? You can set it on the last price. Now, here, let me put this down on the last price. Just like the T-line. So if I had this set on the last price and I had just a 3/8 trap on here, just a 3/8 trap, then I would not get that alert. However, if we set this to a high, I get that alert. There is not a better way. I mean, one way is not better. It's all about how you feel about it and how you want to set it up, okay? Not one way is going to put the probabilities in your favor a little extra. It really is not. So it's just your preferences. The reason I like the high opposed to the last price is because it gives me a few more to choose from. Because just because a chart is in a 3/8 trap, no matter what the top line is, it doesn't mean it's a viable trade. So I want to make sure that the scanner pushes out plenty to me, which, what is plenty? I could be 10 more, could be 20 more. It's not like it pumps out, thousands of them. So I just want to make those choices myself. And then I want to talk about that with the scanner, because AMD is actually coming up. Well, and Mike, if I haven't answered all your questions, please make sure you hit me up again, okay? One thing I do is I don't do it to every 3/8 trap scan, but this one I happen to be looking at as we're talking here. I also have mine set up. Let me bring it down so one of them set up anyway, where it's the 3/8 trap. Let's see, trap this candle. See, is the high 3 and 8. I also have it set up so that, see, there's a group 2 here. I have it set up prior candle. Oops, prior. There we go. And that's also set up as the 3 high and the 8 high prior. So what that does, you can see that today's candle is actually broken out, but the prior candle was in a 3/8 trap. Because I don't live and die by just buying inside the trap. In fact, I probably like the breakout better because it shows that the buyers are in it and moving. So I do that a lot. I look for stocks that actually break out. So anyway, I hope that helped. Thank you for your question. I hope that answered it. Let's see. Chip is asking, how many alert windows do you typically have open at a time? A lot. Yeah, and Chip, I'll tell you how many. I'm not gonna hide from that, but I'm gonna start with a lot. But that doesn't make a better trader. That does not make a better trader. You should only have windows open to exactly what you're trading, nothing else. And while I do more here on my end than you do, and I know this for a fact, okay? Because not only am I trading for myself, I'm also talking right here. And if the market starts to tank, I have half a dozen windows that I can see that have short setups. And it's something we can talk about. I'm also in the Hit and Run Candlesticks trading room. So if, say, 3/8 traps aren't rocking today, but maybe some other alert is rocking, then it allows me to talk about that. Otherwise, we sit there all day long twiddling our thumbs. So if I was personally, truly, if I was trading just me, for me, by myself, I would have a max of maybe 10 windows, maybe 10, and that's a combination of long and short. So to answer your questions, how many windows do I have up? 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 windows. And I am allowed to have more windows than you. So I think you can only have 20 tops. Anyway, but I probably have 35 right now. Yeah. Let's see. Jess is asking, am I still in VALE? Yes, I am. It's still in VALE. And I see here that Jess says that you were stopped out this morning, only see it reverse after I left for work. Yeah, that happens. That happens, Jess, and welcome to trading. That is one of the problems we have as traders. There is a way around it, but it can get expensive. For instance, you were stopped out today. I don't know where or what constituted your stop here, but it's one of those things that it is what it is. When we buy a chart and I'm just going to put the stop right here because that would have stopped you out. When we buy a chart and we put our stop in and it dips down like Val did, sometimes it can take you out just to turn around. The way to get around that is to maybe put your stop lower. I'm not a fan of that, just so you know. I think that's actually a bad idea for me. I'm a short-term swing trader. I'm guessing you are too because you had your stop set wherever, but it was stopped out today. Which means you're only willing to risk a very little amount. And I see no problem with that. Now, if you put your stop, say, I don't know, well, we opened right here. If you put your stop right there, that might be too close. So what I like to do, because I'm here all day, I also notice you wrote in there after you left for work. So here's where I might have an advantage on this one, is that I'm here all day. So I usually make most of my decisions at the end of the day, just in case that happens. Outside of that, honestly, there's not a lot you can do. And some charts, this just happens. This is a very volatile chart, extremely volatile. One thing you can do is just take a look at it and see how it moves, and it just makes a monster difference on the option. That's what I've noticed with it. When I was down, because I was down here this morning underwater, and it just makes a monstrous difference with an option. I mean, it's like I had to almost choke this morning on my coffee. It's like, come on already. Now it's coming up looking pretty good, but it was hard to swallow, very hard to swallow this morning. So here is one way that might help you on some of this is trade better quality stocks. Now, and I'm not saying Val is, and quality is probably a poor word to use here. Trade stocks that are more stable. That's even a bad word. Trade stocks that are slower, just simply slower. Instead of these stocks that when they move, they make such a difference. And this one, not so much on the stock, but this one makes a huge difference on the option if you're looking at the option. But trading some of these stocks that are a little bit slower. Take AMD, for instance. AMD is slow. It's not crazy. It's not. It moves sort of just kind of meandering on its way. Things like that. XOM, for instance, and these, by the way, they're coming up on that 3/8 trap scan that I showed you. That's why I'm looking at them. Trade these kind of stocks right here. That might be helpful to do. So anyway, thank you very much for that. You had a hard stop below the 8 EMA, okay, on that Val. And like I said, that happens sometimes. And there's just not a lot you can do about it. There really is not. I don't disagree with your stop, but these things happen, okay? Sorry. I wish I had some great fix-it answer, but sometimes there's just not. Alrighty. Hey, this morning, now I was already in Visa, and this morning Visa was coming up on a 3/8 trap alert that I have, and you know what? I need to make a note. Why times 3 traps, okay? I want to talk about that because this came up on one of my 3/8 trap scans. And I was already in it. So I added to my Visa this morning, and I'm now green on it. So if it starts to break out here, I'll do pretty well. And I'm still looking for 224 up here as a target. So let's talk about this. Sorry, I had a drink of water. Why do I have multiple 3/8 trap scans? Well, let's take Visa for a second here. Visa is by no stretch of the imagination in a great uptrend. It's not. Visa is in a downtrend, and it's got this little mountain climbing thing going on. And truly, until it breaks out and starts moving up, this is not a good uptrend. So right there should be a clue. I've got a 3/8 trap for something you might call a super trend, which that's what I call it, and something that's not a super trend. So Visa would never come up on what I might call a super trend. Procter & Gamble, that's a super trend. 3/8 trap yesterday, previous candle, also 3/8 trap here when it started out. DRE, super trend. That's a super trend right there. Now, there might be other charts, and I don't know if this one, Yeah, that's kind of a good one. Let me. Oh, I was playing with some of these today. There you go. Look at AMT. While this is a 3/8 trap here, that in no stretch of the imagination is a super trend. So what I do is I will set one 3/8 trap setup where it's not necessarily a strong trend, and then one that is a strong trend. Like I think AMD is a nice strong trend. I think Marvel is a nice strong trend. And Marvel just popped up making a new day high today. So that's something that you might consider if you're using this scanner. Ford is coming up on my strong trend or super trend. Even though it's moving sideways, it still qualifies. So, any questions? Anything? I just don't want to just talk with, not making any sense to anybody or anything. Okay, we're all cool. There we go. Hey, Scott. When a stock breaks out, do you always look for price to close above the breakout level before you enter the next day? You mentioned this morning. No, I don't. No, let me. First of all, we'll keep that up. I'm trying. Do you have a stock in mind? Well, here we go. Let's take AMD. All right. So there's the breakout level. This is what I'm going to be looking at. A low, high, higher low, and it breaks out. Now, if this morning I almost bought this, I'm not going to buy it now because I think it's a little stretched, for me anyway. But there would have been nothing wrong with buying this early on the breakout. What I'm more inclined to do now, because it's moved up too much, is really cross my fingers for an inside day tomorrow. And if I don't get that inside day, if tomorrow it just does this, I'm not worried because I'll have plenty other trades to trade. I think Marvel might be the same case here. So this would be the breakout point right there. And Marvel is close enough to be a buy for me. So I could buy it here today if I'm so inclined, or I could come in here and wait for tomorrow if I'm not comfortable with today and just wait for that inside day. Does that help with for your question? Elo, click F5 on your computer or reboot the trading room. There you go. Thanks, Ed. So let's talk about breakouts for a second, okay? And I think this is something that happens to a lot of traders is we get caught up in the breakout baloney. All right. We look at a breakout like, oh my God, we have to buy it right now, and you don't. What a breakout means is there's buyers still involved with this chart. So a breakout simply means that the trend is still intact. So nothing says that you have to buy the breakout right now. Got to get it right now. As we come up to this top up here like that, which that means close to nothing to me, close to nothing. This stock is still very buyable. It's buyable here. It's buyable here. It's still buyable in here. It's still very buyable right in here. So A breakout just simply means the stock, the chart, the trend is still working. That's all it means. And when we see breakouts, we don't have to panic and go all FOMO on it, fear of missing out. Simply wait for it to come back to your buy area. And I don't know what everybody's is, okay? Somebody asked about the 3/8 trap up there. So that's what I'm going to use. And that's what I use 9 out of 10 times. And so I'm going to wait for that 3/8 trap. Do I always wait for the daily? No. If I see the chart and the daily's not extended, if I see a 15-minute 3/8 trap, that works for me too. And all I'm doing is looking for that entry. The daily chart is still right where I want it, but I might look for that 3/8 trap, say on an intraday chart. As long as it's, the daily still looks good. And as long as the daily is not overextended. Do you believe that gaps will be filled? No, I don't, Scotty. Probably not for the reasons you do, or don't, maybe. I know a lot of people that have this belief that gaps have to be filled. No, they don't have to be filled. Gaps are filled because of the normal back and forth motion of a chart. That's what I feel about gaps. Just the back and forth motion of a chart. Phil says, can you talk about position sizing? Do you have a certain amount when you trade and your profit's around 30%? That's two questions. Let's start with the first part of it. Do you have a certain, can you talk about the position sizing? Do you have a certain amount when you trade? Yes, I do. These days, I'm spending somewhere between, $1,500 and $2,500 per position, and I'm buying directional options. So yeah, I have a position size that I typically use. When you trade and your profits is around 30%, no. No, my profits aren't around 30%. That's got nothing to do with my profits, the percent-wise. Let's take Apple's example. Now, on Apple, I'm up what I consider myself pretty good on this. I'm up 26.5% right this second. So, and I've already said that I'm going to very likely take half of this off today. Very, very likely. And if it continues to do what it's doing, I just very well may close it out and take it all off the table because I know that a pullback is likely to happen. Okay, off topic, sorry. I would like to think, I really would, and I would very much like to tell you that all my winners are 30% plus. I wish I could tell you that, but I can't. I just cannot do that because it wouldn't be true. Let's take Visa here, all right? If Visa starts to break out, this is my target. I'm betting my profit on this will be about 10, maybe 15% up here on the option, and I will close that out in a absolute heartbeat, and I have no problem closing something out that's up 2.4% like Visa is right now. I'm green 2.4%. If the market started to get ugly, I would take that off the table so fast your head would spin. There you go. I think I answered your question. Hashim, Rick, can you trade stocks? Do you trade stocks? Yes, I do trade stocks below $10. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I want to stay there for a second. Let's talk about that. All right. Before I started trading options, I traded a lot of stocks around $10. A lot. That was my thing. And it's because I wasn't trading options, which means I had to pay full price. Say to buy a Visa for me before I traded options was I couldn't do that. It's too expensive. It's way too expensive. And I'm not trying to talk anybody into trading options, all right? I'm not trying to do that. But one thing I have found is that if you want good, strong, trending charts, they're not the ones at $10 price range. If you want to pick charts off the bottom, things like that, okay, you're going to get some of those $10 charts. There's nothing wrong with them except, which is except. It's just another word for but. But if you want the charts that are steady eddies, they're not the $10 charts. And I don't mean to burst anybody's bubble, but I'm not going to lie to you here either. I'm not going to BS you and tell you, hey, let's have a $10 kumbaya moment and you're going to make millions of dollars. The truth of it is, if you want steady eddies, they're not going to be $10 stocks. They're just not going to be. And that's just something you're going to have to make peace with. Just absolutely make peace with. So, anyway, but there's a lot of charts out there that's that $10 under $10. Look, here's $1.82 right here. Nice pop up, great move. We rallied up, we pulled back. You're in a 3/8 trap right there. Nikola, it's around that $10 mark. It could be setting up in the next week or two. I can't say whether it's going to be 1 day, 2 days, or 25 days, but it is doing what I would want it to do. We've got a bottom. We've rallied up. We've pulled back, or pulling back now. I'm going to pull back and wait for the buyers to come in. Okay? So I hope that helped there, Hashim. Mike, do you enter in increments? Sometimes, yes. Yeah, sometimes I'll buy one contract, then two, then sometimes I'll buy 5 contracts and then add to it. But sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Hello, Walter. New to the room. How are you? Where can I get a scan code for the 3/8 trap? If you have the LTA scanner, I can email them to you, things like that. Got them up the wazoo. I'll even build one here before today's over if you need me to. Hashim, liquidity, I'm not sure what you're asking there. Liquidity and spread. I'm not sure what you're asking. Let's see here. What else? What else have we got going on? I'm kind of looking around at the scanner here. Take ON. What an awfully nice chart on ON. I think I'll wait for a little consolidation. Then I think ON would be a nice trade. What else have we got? Let's see. MU. I think MU is, I'm just waiting for that to, I would really like to see another day, maybe even 2 days of consolidation. Let's see, this is the, excuse me, week before New Year's. So really what I'd like is to see MU do absolutely nothing till next Monday, and then alert me on Monday. I'd really like it to do that, not do a doggone thing. Excuse me, 1 second, please. Okay, man. Let's see, Jess, HIMX. That is on the move. And if you're in it, thumbs up, congratulations. You are in it. Oh, yeah, I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So if you're in it, congratulations. Well done. If somebody is not in it, now thank you for this one. So, the best charts to be in are the charts that are trending. I would call this trending. Now, great for Jess, but say Walter there, he's kicking himself maybe because he's not in this, and then you are beating yourself up wondering, how could I have gotten into this? How would I have known? Well, first of all, you never know for sure that they're going to move like this. Not ever. But what you can do, and for those that are liking this chart, put this on a watch list. One of the best things, I mean this so much. One of the best things that the scanner offers is the ability to make a special watch list, a hot list. Okay? So what you do is you see a chart that's trending like this. And if you ever say to yourself, man, I wish I had bought that, that's the chart you want on that watch list. So then what you do is, and we'll use the 3/8 trap here as an example, okay? So now what you do is you put it on the watch list and you wait patiently until it's a 3/8 trap. And that's where the scanner will alert you on that. So as you're in our trading room or somebody else's trading room, or maybe you just get alerts from emails, or you watch CNBC and every time they talk about one, it's always a chart that's moving up too late for you. No, you're worried about the right now. Take a step back, put it on a watch list, and let it come back to you. Let it come back to you. And that is truly one of the coolest things about the scanner, in my opinion, is it will alert you on that. So you took some profits and now you've got a trailing the rest. Excellent. Well done. Super cool. Super, super, super cool. Well done. So let's do this. What I'm going to do here, and here's what I mean. I'm going to build kind of a, real quick, I'm going to put a trap. Watch this. And trap. I'm going to put a trap, this candle. I'm also going to put a trap the prior candle because I like that. So, prior candle. Then I'm going to come in here and adjust these the way I like to. So I like to close high. Everything else is okay. Rescan that. Then I'm going to come down to the prior, and I'm going to do the same thing. Close high, and do this one real quick. And if anyone needs me to come back and do anything here, then I'll go over this slowly, a little slower. Now, what I'm going to do is change this to something, a watch list that I have. It's this one right here. So I'm going to flag that. I'm going to remove these other flags, check marks. Move that one. Where's it at? Make sure. Yep, there it is. Okay. So I've got this watch list flagged right here. So this 3/8 trap alert is only going to work on a watch list that I call a managed watch list, which is just another name for a watch list that I look at. And I'm going to name this test and then today's date, which is the 27th. Man, I better not be coming down with a cold. I'm telling you that right now. There we go. So there's 8 charts from this hot list that meet that criteria right there. And I'm gonna change this so it moves a little quicker. Everything on the daily is going to stay the same, but I'm going to change this from daily here to a 15-minute. It just gives me 15-minute alerts. 1 second, I need to grab some water. Yeah, man, I better not be coming down with a cold. Okay, so let's take a look at Nike. And Ron, I'm going to answer your question right now. So this is coming from a watch list that I've created from charts that I'm interested in. And here's Nike coming up, and GILD that's set up in a 3/8 trap. So let's go look at Nike. There we are. This is in a chart that I'm interested in. Let's get rid of this. And here we have this pop the upside, and here we wait for the 3/8 trap. So this was put on the watch list because of this breakout. Now, I'm not a big breakout, not a gap buyer like this. I don't chase, I don't get into these on this day because too many times this happens. So now I'm going to wait patiently till we have a 3/8 trap. And there we go. We do. So Ron, what does a 3/8 trap look like? Price trapped between the T line and the 3 exponential moving average. Okay, does that help? Let's take a look at Visa. Now, I'm already in Visa, and you see this big move up here, and I forget why I have it on here. It could be just that the trend, and we're in that trap right now. Alrighty? Does that make sense? So, let's see here. Yeah. All right. You bet, Ron. You bet. So, and if anyone has any charts you want to look at, we can look at that too. In the meantime, I received a PM here. What is the scanner? The scanner is live trading alerts. And that's what this is right here, that's what this is right here. And you can set alert windows up to do different things. Like this is set up to find 3/8 trap off of a special watch list. That's all it is. You can set it up. In fact, I want to share something. Anybody here use the cloud to trade? Does anybody use that? Show of hands. Or look at the cloud, or does the cloud have anything to do with your trading? MG, Phil, yeah. I want to show you something about that, and let me talk about the scanner a little bit, and then I want to show you something about the cloud that I'm using on some scans. So you can set the scanner up to do a million different things, I think. I don't necessarily mean a million literally, but it seems like that. Maybe you trade off the bottom. Maybe you're looking for stocks that have been in a downtrend. They break out of the trend. There's a scan there that breaks out of the trend. Maybe you're looking for downtrends. You're looking for candle signals that break over the T line, or a moving average, or a big rock in the creek if you want. I'm sure Ed could write a scan for stocks breaking out around the big rock in the creek, tell you the truth. Maybe you're looking for all-time new highs breaking out. Maybe you're looking for J-hook, little cup and handles, or bearish setups. It doesn't matter what it is. It's there. Believe me, it's there. So let's talk about the cloud. Maybe you use the cloud to trade. And I've got a cloud chart here, and we'll talk about that. And I want to share the very first thing. The number one thing is I don't particularly use the cloud. I don't particularly know a lot about the cloud, and I freely admit that. But I do know that I have, over the years, talked with a lot of traders that are very good traders, and they only trade when stocks are above the cloud. Now, if you'll notice with the cloud here, that's all I have. That's it. Now, there's all sorts of, there's the conversion line, the baseline, lagging span line, leading span A, blah, 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 blah. You could go on, and what does all that mean? Admittedly, I do very little with the cloud, and I know very little about the cloud. As I said a moment ago, I do know a lot of good traders that trade only when stocks are above the cloud. So I gave that some thought here a while back. And all this stuff in here, to me, it's just blah, 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 blah. Okay? Sorry for anybody here that's a cloud professional. I just, please understand, I know very little. But I know enough, I can, in my own way, set it up for the cloud. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the 50 period moving average, and I'm going to make this, it's already up there, I'm going to make that right there, much bigger to see it, okay? Now, let's see, is this one set up? Let me go look at this. Yep, this one's set up. All right, let's look at TER. We're above the cloud. And what I've done with the scanner, I've just asked the scanner to say, I want the 50 period moving average to be above the cloud. That's all. The rest of it, I will take care of it my own trading. But I only want to look for this particular scan, look for charts that are above the cloud. Now, what I've done, I think we can look at it here in a minute. I think I've said I want the 50 to be above the cloud or in the cloud, something like that. And like I said, we'll go look at this, see what I absolutely have in it. But from there, the cloud is not going to get me into a chart. Not ever in 100,000 years, okay? No one will ever convince me that the cloud is going to get me in a position. However, it might be a good tool because I absolutely believe that only trade trending charts gives you a massive advantage. A massive advantage. You're right, MG. Cloud indicator above the cloud for longs and below for shorts. But here's the problem, okay? I'm a short-term swing trader, and I could punch holes in that argument all day long when it comes to short-term swing trading. But for a little bit, for intermediate or longer term, I'm all aboard with you. I am 100% aboard with you. So all I've done is I've taken the scanner and created an edge for me, an advantage for me, which it does not mean I'm going to have a winning trade. It just means, and let's go with what MG just said there. Cloud indicator indicates the cloud indicates above the cloud for longs and below the cloud for shorts. All right, and I totally agree with that. Intermediate to longer term trading. I'm going to use that little tool now to trade my short-term swing trading. I'm going to look for a 3/8 trap, or I'm going to look for a breakout. Bingo. And I've got a nice trend. Let's see, FFIV just showed up. FFIV. And here, I'll put that right there. Make this stay on top. It already is. There we go. That's what I'm looking at. So here we are above the cloud. Now, let's not worry about today so much, okay? Let's see the fact that we're over the cloud and go back through here, and how could you have made a trade? And the scanner would have showed up anything over here, actually over here, and then whatever entry area you're looking for. Uh, there's McDonald's above the cloud. Could you have made a trade anywhere through here? I'm thinking, yeah. CME above the cloud again. So the scanner, live trading alerts, I just call it scanner for short, is a mechanism to bring charts from the world out there, the stock market world, and bring them down to what you're looking for. And if you're looking for something, and I talked about this earlier, super trend, if you're looking for charts that's in a super trend, then you don't want to be buying charts down here. You don't want to be a bottom picker. And I want to share this with you. This is going to be pretty hardcore, but we're going into a brand new year. For those that are struggling and you consistently buy charts down here, just stop it for 2022. Just stop doing that. Just stop. Trade charts that are trending. Why we get down here and try to pick bottoms, I never, ever, ever, ever will figure it out. And I used to do this, and I used to not make money. I will, Monica. Trade the trend. Everybody has this, I say everybody, short-term swing traders have this dream that they're going to pick the bottom, they're going to buy it, and they're going to stay in the chart. Look, that's BS. You're a short-term swing trader. If you're a long-term trader, then that might be something completely different. But for short-term swing trading, why in the world can't we stay up here or here or here? And I'm going to tell you why we can't. We can't because we think we have missed the trade. You've not missed it. What you're doing is you're poking around through charts looking for candlestick signals that are coming out of some oversold stochastic area, and you're betting that that's going to work, and you're struggling. Stop the struggle. Stop trying to poke around with something as basic as candlestick signals coming out of an oversold condition by itself. Okay, by itself. I should have said that in the beginning. Traders, they struggle with that because they don't have the tools to find this type of chart here. CERN. Did anyone think that you missed the trade if you didn't buy it right here? I'm getting ready to buy it. Now, not today, but I think this is on my buy list. Did anyone ever think Tesla would ever be $1,000? Anyone down here see Tesla and think, oh my God, I have to buy it here because Tesla's only going to go up $3 and die? That's not what happens with the stock market. If you take a look at the SPY and you see the SPY doing this, moving up, nice trend. If you see the SPY breaking out, the SPY is only doing this because the charts within the SPY are doing this. Think about that. So go with the charts that's making the difference. The charts that are moving the market, not with the charts down there with a hope and prayer down there. Sorry, I did get a little off topic here. I really did. I apologize. But if you are into trading a good solid trend, do this right here. And only trade charts that are in that trend. And they're not all $475 charts. I'm not going to buy the SPY here. I might short it up here when it starts to pull back. But there are plenty charts that are the cheaper charts, but you do have to have the tools to find them. That is a fact. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me answer some questions here. Mike, Kelter channels. Yes, I'm going to say yes until you have something else there. Just something else. And if you're, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I don't know what you mean by just Kelter channels. So Monica, let me get to Monica here. I'm going to go through this really quick, and here's what I have. I've got RTW, a fast trend. This is already pre-made. You just can click on it. It's already there. I want a white candle. Now let's take a look at the cloud here. I want an average to be above the cloud. And I've got exponential close above, or exponential 50 above the cloud. And then I've got another one. Notice this one is, why is that the same? Huh. Oh well. Works for me for right now. I thought I had one in the cloud, but they're both above. So it doesn't matter. Just use one. Rising moving averages. Because I like to trade things like the 3/8 trap, I like to trade things that's above the Trendicator, and the Trendicator is the 17 exponential moving average. I want the 17 exponential to be rising, and there it is rising for 3 days. I want also the simple 50 period moving average rising for the past 10 days. And then I have another one on here. I want the simple 30 rising for the past 10 days. And that's what I'm calling a super trend. And from there, I only want to trade stocks that's in this area here, or that qualifies for everything. Did you get all that, Monica? And it'll be on the recording, by the way, as well. Okay. So here's MDLZ. MDLZ, look at that. So now let's do this. Let's go to a naked chart. MDLZ. You don't need anything on your chart. Now you can look at a chart in its purest form, just price action. XLV. Now I don't have any, I didn't set anything in up here. Yeah, nothing is here on a trap. So we're going to find charts that are a bit overextended. CCI. Look at that. I want to do this real quick to prove that there are charts out there, which I guess I really don't know. I should find out here. I'm going to come over here to all US LTA charts, and let's just look at that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some volume in here, because if we're going to click on this watch list, you're going to catch some junk. So I'm going to come in here and put some volume. We're going to make that 400,000. And now we're going to come in here and put a maximum price of, say, $50. We'll just type 50 in there. Alert price. Yep. I'm going to click save and let it perk here for a minute. Look at 116 stocks qualifies. So let's just let this kind of work for a minute, and it'll give us something here in a minute. We'll do that. In the meantime, BM is saying that FedEx, I'm going to go back to this chart. FedEx is above the 17. Yes, it is. Actually setting up for a nice little possible J-hook continuation pattern up. Yeah. Okay, let's set this up. I'm going to also add a trap to this. I want to thin this down a little bit. You'll see why in a second. I'm going to go with prior candle because so many things have moved up today. There we go. 60. I'm going to change this daily to a 15-minute. That just simply means we're going to look for a 15-minute higher low. Everything else is still daily. There we go. Now that'll kick a few off. Let's go take a look at Penn. We have Penn. Penn is on my watch list to buy. And here's a inverted head and shoulder, and I have it. I remember this was from our watch list that we like it, and now we want it. We want to be alerted when it sets up. All right, and Penn is there. So let's look at JNPR. Look at that. It's exactly what we're looking for. JNPR, super trend, and I have the prior trap, so it would have been there on the previous candle. Let's look at ROIC. There we are right there. That's actually an ugly chart for me, but it's doing what we asked it to do. We're trapped in this trap today, and we're trapped just where we asked it to be the prior candle. And notice the price of these. They're all under $50. FHI. And that one right there. In the trap. And let's go back over to the cloud. There we are above the cloud. 50 period moving average moving above the cloud. And we're in that 3/8 trap. Nice little rally, pullback. You've got that continuation pattern. Look right there. Does that make sense? Any questions about that? And this is just a simple way to utilize the cloud, and you don't really have to understand a lot about it. I don't believe you do. And maybe there's cloud users here that could share some insight on the cloud. There's our Visa moving up. Go Visa. That's just what we wanted. Moving up. VZ is a chart that I think we should be interested in down the road. When I say down the road, just not today. I really don't want to buy too much today. So here's a nice pop the upside. You see why I might have put this on a watch list. Look at that big breakout. Now I want to wait till it pulls back inside the trap. That's exactly where it's at, and it's making this is set. What do we do here? Yeah, I've got this set on the 15-minute, while everything here is daily. So what that means, why did it alert? Let's go look at that 15-minute, because it made a 15-minute high. That's why it alerted. There goes Visa, 15-minute high. Doing everything I wanted to do right now. Here's PSTG for the one PSTG that we just made. Look at that setting up right in here. Oh, I was questioning because that's not a 3/8 trap, but we're on the 15-minute chart. It made a 15-minute high. It showed up here. Here's the daily chart. What more could a person ask for? It's all about the tools. All about the tools. Any questions? I'm over my hour, which means I'm on borrowed time. So I have about 9 minutes. I think I can get away with about 9 minutes here. If anyone has any questions about any charts, please toss them out there. I might have to buy whatever you share. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Sam. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So, goals for going into 2022. Don't pick bottoms. Trade charts that are trending. If you don't believe me that it'll make your probabilities of winning a trade better, do it on paper. Keep doing what you're doing, and then do it on paper if you want. only look for charts, create a scan however you create scans. Look for charts that are trending and only trade within the trend. And then compare after 30 days. Compare after 30 days. Costco. Beautiful chart. Long term, I'm not a long term trader, MG, so I really I couldn't tell you what Costco's going to do a year from now. And I don't believe anybody else can tell you that either. I really don't, because we don't know if COVID's going to blow up tomorrow and get worse. A lot of things we don't know. I can tell you this, though. It's a nice, beautiful trend. I think that we're in a beautiful buying setup right now. I get it if somebody wants to wait for a breakout. Beautiful, beautiful chart. Absolutely fantastic. Cliff, IONQ. Whoops, IONQ. There we go. Good fundamentals. Yeah, that's what they tell you. That's what they tell you. I love the chart. I do like what it's doing. Let's look at that. Look at that big breakout. Nice. Big move up. And now we've pulled back, some profit taking in here. I like the bottom. I'm kind of a believer that I don't need to buy it right here. I think that's early, but that's just me. And I do like this little bottom area. I like this little move that it's made up. But what I think we need is what it's doing now. And somewhere along the lines, I think we need it to rest for a higher low, excuse me. And then I think we need to pop up. And that could be a good buy signal right there. I also want to draw a line right here. And I'm using this candle's high. And it just happens to coincide with some of this price action lows over here. So based on that, I believe this is only a trade above 1850. And if I was to buy it, in no way, shape, or form would I take into account the fundamentals. I just want to throw that out there. Strictly look at the chart myself. But if you believe what they say, and obviously I don't, I don't believe in fundamentals. Anyway, I think it's a nice chart, just not quite ready. Let's see here. BLDR. Nice chart. Excellent. Beautiful trend. Nice breakout. Too extended to buy, but let's wait for that pullback. This is a classic, beautiful chart. The bulls are interested. Who's to say it can't go up here to $110? It could. Who here, not anybody here, but who felt from a short-term swing trading idea that you had to buy this down here? You just had to. No reason to. Look where it is. And who's to say it can't go longer? Absolutely it can. Absolutely wonderful. Beautiful chart. Now let's just wait for that pullback. What is the green dots? The green dots on my chart, I call that the Trendicator. It is actually just the 17 exponential moving average, which actually I was playing around with it this weekend. I might be lying to you right there. It's the 20 exponential moving average today. The truth of it is you can do anything you want to do. I just doing this. I was playing around with it this weekend and I forgot to change it back, and you just reminded me of that. But typically it's a 17 exponential moving average. And in TC2000, we just have figured out a way to make red dots and green dots, meaning never trade a long chart when it's a red dot, only trade when it's a green dot. Let's see. NIO for a short. It could be. Yeah. Yeah. I'm probably not going to short it myself. Yeah, I'm not going to short it because I'm just not sure this market is worth shorting right now at this moment. I don't care what the stock is. We've got a pretty strong market right now. Another thing too, you see this long wick right here? That concerns me a little bit for short. So here we have a low high. We did come past that low, but it kind of looks like we're trying to stabilize. This could turn out to be an inverted head and shoulders. Now, if this shows weakness, then yes, absolutely a short. But I'm not sure I would be shorting this at the moment, personally. Let's see. Jess, I appreciate all the videos and guidance. My trading has come a long way since finding me on YouTube. Thank you, Jess. Your check's in the mail, by the way. No, I'm kidding. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I really do. IGT. IGT. Nice trend change. Right here. Red dots have turned to green dots. Number one, must rule. Must be. By the way, if somebody likes the idea of that, you don't have to use the 17 exponential or the 20 or the 10 or the 30. You can use whatever you want. Use whatever you want. You're just creating a system for yourself. That's all. Anyway, love the chart. Absolutely love the chart. Now that we're over the 50 period moving average, I really like the chart. Am I interested in buying it today? Not even remotely close. I think we've been up a lot. I think we need to consolidate a little bit. It's also the week before, week after Christmas and the week before New Year's. What a worthless week this is. Even though you might be making good money, I think it's a worthless week to be trading. Let's see. Their computer uses atoms instead of chips. Terrific. I really terrific. I'm just not a fundamental kind of person. Really not. 3/8 trap. 3/8 trap breakout. T-line bounce. There you go, Scott. 3/8 trap. 3/8 trap breakout. T-line bounce. MG, will PayPal fill the gap? 226. I cannot tell you if it will. MG, I can't begin to tell you for a fact that it will. I can tell you that we have a bottom right here. I can tell you that we've rallied up and pulled back for a higher low. I can tell you that we're consolidating very nice. I can tell you that I think we're making a very nice bottom in here. And I think if it breaks out, I'm going to just use right there, breaks out over that candle on the 16th, your chances have just tripled to filling that gap up there. Let's see. IMKTA. IMKTA. Beautiful 3/8 trap. I love it. I love this chart. Maybe. The volume is a little weak for me. A lot weak for me, to tell you the truth. A whole lot weak for me. But as far as the chart goes, it looks great. I think the volume is not good enough, but a lot of people trade that sort of thing. Let's see, UPS. Yeah, UPS should be doing pretty good. Yep, UPS looks good. Alice, why is this week not good to trade? Because it's too volatile this week. Here any day now, any time, this market is going to just fumble. And I don't mean fumble like necessarily die on the vine, but it's going to be choppy. I mean, the reality is the traders that matter, no disrespect, I don't matter, by the way, no disrespect, but the traders that matter, they're hungover today and they want to start drinking come Wednesday. This is party time of the year right now. This is not the time of year to take trading all that serious. This is the time of year to evaluate yourself, evaluate your trading, and have a shot of tequila. I mean, that's true life at Wall Street. And it's just a rotten time of year, I think. And I do believe we're on borrowed time, by the way. Now, we're acting good today. And I would absolutely love to see the market hit 490. We have personal reasons for that. And then I would love to see it tank. Absolutely tank from there. But we'll see. But, the market has been up 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Anybody really chasing anything today? I don't know. It's just a horrible time to trade. ADM bouncing off the 17. It is. And it's also still in a bit of a downtrend here. But I do see what you're seeing there. Yes, it is. DKNG is still a good short. If it gets weak. If it weakens up here, I'm not sure it's a good short right now. Let me stop right there. Anything is buyable long and anything is tradable short right now this second. It's all about how you set the trade up. If you like DKNG short, perfect. Where's your stop at? I mean, you've got your reasons for thinking it's short. It's obviously still trending down. And you take your reasons and make something of it. And then if you're wrong, always have that stop in place. Just like that. For whatever it's worth, I have DKNG and PEN on my watch list for a long when they set up. And DKNG is not setting up right now. So, I just bought 100, I'm guessing Visa. Yeah, I like Visa too. Yeah. You're welcome, Alice. I hope sometimes I exaggerate and I don't know, colorful ways of explaining things sometimes. But this is a horrible week to trade. It really is. I don't think anyone should measure their trading skills this week of trading. You should never do that. Anyway, I think I've run out of time. I'm getting poked, so I'm going to run off here. Hey, Ed, would you mind posting that link for the scanner, the trial again? Look, the scanner here has been a fabulous tool for so many people. It's just fabulous, and what it does is it allows you. I mean, you've got to know what you want, which a lot of us can help you. What is it you want? Just all you've got to do is look at a chart and say, I really like that chart. I like what this chart did right here. And bingo, you now have your strategy. So now the key is to build it into the scanner to where that's all you're looking at. I can tell you right now, look at PFE. I do very few webinars with PowerPoint slides. And the reason is I don't have to prep charts. I don't have to cherry pick charts. That's why I don't use PowerPoints. I come on here live and look at charts absolutely right now. And it's because of the scanner. It's because I don't have to sit for 3 hours cherry picking charts to only show you the charts that are impressive. Because the scanner does it for me right now, right here, live. You guys take the 14-day trial. It's absolutely free. I don't even think Ed asked for a credit card. It literally is free. No hassles. Zero hassles if you don't want that 15th day. No hassles. All right, you guys take care. Have a wonderful new year, everybody. If I don't talk to you before then, you're more than welcome to hang out here in the room. If you have questions, I'm sure Ed will be hanging in here and answer any questions, things like that. Monica, if you have any more questions about the using that, the cloud part of things, let me know. It will be on the recording, but I'll be glad to talk to you, okay? Thanks a lot, everybody. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful new year. Later.